my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Narcissu Sumire. As promised, chapter 5 coming today. Those left behind. Let's go. Yeah, those left behind. Dinner was eaten and temperature was taken. It was just before 9 PM. Soon it would be lights out, so without anything to do, I was just staring into space. Even the maps that had been lent to me, I feel a bit guilty, but I couldn't work up the motivation to look at them. I'm going to die on the 7th floor like this, or I will die at home during one of my temporary discharges. Either way, it didn't feel that different. While surrounded by a now distant family, would I just simply die? Without leaving anything behind, completing nothing, as if I had never existed in the world? Would I just disappear from this world? Hey, Sumire, what are you doing? Suddenly my brother came. He always came by after work, but this was the first time he had come so late. Yeah, well, they weren't really selling it, so I had to search around. Saying that, he took out a brand new PSP. I bought it just now, so yeah, let's go hunting together. You're a high level, so give me a hand, alright. With the faintness of responses, I also took out my game console. It was all so sudden, I was a bit surprised. More than him coming at such a late hour, what surprised me was my brother appeared to be the happiest that I've ever seen him, when up until now he had just quietly watched from beside me as I played. Lights out came and the room fell silent into complete darkness. Sitting next to me on a folding chair, my brother began to play games with me. Oh no, I got hit. Heal! My brother's cheerful voice resonated through the room, completely different from his usual stiff, somewhat distant self. Man, that was really scary just now. Yeah, you're really good at this, Sumire. Unlike normally, he laughed heartily. It was surprising to me, and for some reason I also felt uneasy. Oh, that's right, should I go get some potato chips from the convenience store? You know, the ones you like, these sour ones. When I checked the other day, I saw them in the store near here. What's up? My brother fell silent at my question. Up until now, we had lived for years together as family, but this was the first time he'd been this kind, or shown this much amusement. No, more precisely, when I was much younger. Maybe since I became sick almost 10 years ago. And yet, why now? Why was he this kind? Stupid. It's the obvious. Besides, you're my sister. Ah, more importantly, I got hit again. Heal! Pity. Is that what he was thinking? Up until now, we hadn't even had a proper conversation. So, for a much younger sister, a sister who had but a short time to live. But for me, even if he were nice to me, I didn't know how to respond. At a time like this, should I be smiling cheerfully at him too? Or perhaps it's okay if I start crying. I'm sorry. Suddenly he murmured those words. All this time I've never done anything brotherly. As he spoke, he looked me in the eye. He wasn't looking at the screen anymore. For our eyes had never met all this time. Now he looked directly at me as he spoke. I guess I didn't know how to act towards you. Not just me, I'm sure mom and dad are the same. I listened to those words in silence. To my parents, I was a child that had been born in their later years. To my brother, I was this much younger sister. A sister that at some point stopped going to school. A sister who kept staying inside and even became sick. And finally, a sister who would soon die. I'm sorry, Sumire. We should have talked more. We should have played games together like this. I finally realized it, that I wasn't the only one who was lonely. Oh, I didn't realize it. I was finally able to accept it, that my family was more worried about me than I was about myself. I didn't want my family's heart to be hurt over something like myself. That's why I had to try it. I had tried to make it so they weren't concerned. Somewhere in my heart, I had pretended not to see it like this all this time. Hey, now, why are you the one crying?
でも、今まで私のせいで。
She's not the only one crying. Just to mention, you have nothing to apologize for. And I'm not saying that about her brother. As replied, he pat me on the head. He used to do that all the time when I was little. But no, Sumire, I don't really understand it either.
わからないって。
The question you just asked, why I got so nice all of a sudden. I thought it was for you, but it might have been because I didn't want to regret.
後悔？
Yeah, for myself that is. My brother whispered that he seemed very lonely. In the dim room, lit only by moonlight, in the silence there was a happy, up-tempo song playing. Brother's character, abandoned mid-game, was being beaten like a drum by monsters. I was once again alone in my room.
お前も悔いは残さないように。
When we parted, I was told that. Words from my mother. No, probably a warning.
今から何ができるのだろう。
A best friend, a lover, someone who would shed tears at my death. Someone who, even if I died, would keep me alive in their memories. It was impossible. I didn't even have to think about it. The result came quickly. With just a few months left, what could I do? I didn't even have regular friends, let alone a best friend. I had a feeling it would have been difficult, even for someone who had lived to the fullest all this time. And here I've done nothing for 21 years besides being a shut-in. All I could do was level up in my usual games.
別にゲームしたくてやっているわけじゃない。
Even I knew that about myself. It was because there was nothing else to do. It was because there was nothing else I could do.
私もヒールできればいいのに。
As I murmured that, my gaze came to rest on those maps. The girl had lent them to me, but I never got motivated to look at them, so I left them there. I slowly opened the book of maps. On them were national routes that went on forever, the trunk roads that crossed the prefectures. Even the tiny streets drawn at the few thousands on the scale, to one scale, they were all recorded in detail. I didn't think that this was interesting. More than anything else, I had very little experience with maps, but that girl had said that this was magic. Pokerchan and Shiraishi-san. Okay, Pokerchan and Miss Shiraishi. Early morning, when the sky was just starting to turn white,
よし、決めた。
I could finally gather my thoughts together. Last night for 4 hours I kept struggling. No, now that I think about it, I've been struggling with this for 21 years. Taking the wrong path, becoming lost, standing still. Now it is too late to turn back.
今さら何か道が開けるとは思わない。
When I could finally accept that reality, even I could sense what I should be doing. The morning temperature check ended and I was on a side street of the hospital. To be precise, I was waiting for her to come here. That was because I'd seen her walk this route before. She's here.
どうしたのポカリちゃん、こんな場所で。待ってたの。白石さんが来るの。私は何の用なの？
She wore a puzzled expression, and in response I walked to within one step of her and spoke clearly.
友達になってとは言わない。では何？承認よ。承認？なの？私が の世界に生きていたという証人よ。
That's right. At the end of 21 years, that was the wish I chose. Just as there was no one who could turn back time, there was no way I could go back to where I'd gone astray. Losing my way, pretending not to notice, becoming lost, I felt it was my final duty.
一つだけ質問していい？どうして私にその役目を？それは
I didn't know. Through administration, she was the person I've spoken the most to in my life. And in games, she was my only ally and a reliable sub-character. But whether this was all chance and because I had no one else around, or maybe because I really wanted to be friends. To be honest, even I didn't know the reason and words failed me. When I did,
お腹が減ったの？
suddenly Miss Ryan, she said it. Not to herself, it was clearly to me. And then she pointed at the fast food place across the street.
ハンバーガー買ってきて。
I knew it.
今？私が？え？一番安いのでいいから。一つお願いよ。
I still didn't get it. How did me talking about wanting a witness turn me into buying her a hamburger? But I didn't sense that she was joking, and her serious face and way of speaking were different from her normal air. Why? I hesitated even to ask that.
わかった。
I gave a small nod, then headed to the fast food place in front of me. As directed, I bought the cheapest 120 yen hamburger.
お待たせ。これでいいの？ありがとう。
For some reason, after mentioning she accepted the hamburger, she split it in half.
それは？半分こよ。あなたも食べて。え？
Still not understanding what was going on, I accepted half of the hamburger. Well, I kind of do. If you've been from the very beginning, or already played through the game, you understand that as well, I'm sure. In the heat, sweating delightfully, we ate hamburgers on the street. I had no idea what significance this act had, but we sat next to each other on a bench and ate. When we sat on the bench, I felt a vague sense of nostalgia. Eventually, after eating, she stood up and faced me.
あかりよ。はい。白石さんじゃなくて。あかり。あかり？それが本当の名前なの？忘れないで。あなたの証人となった者の名前よ。私もポカリちゃんじゃないわ。すみれよ。さあ。じゃあよろしくね。すみ。
Damn you cicadas! Burning sunlight and the voice of cicadas that we all hate. The high summer sky was casting short black shadows beneath our feet. Splitting a hamburger on the street with ketchup stains on both our mouths. Okay, the cicadas aren't so bad. Well, I don't think we had those in Poland, honestly, so I can't really say. I mean, I just know actually the freaking sound they make from here. But anyway, she became my witness. Together we came to the cafeteria, maybe because it was just in time for breakfast. The place was bustling with people. In there we sat at the table facing each other.
ねえ、ポカリちゃんじゃなくて、すみれ
Miss Raishi, I mean Akari, spoke to me cheerily. On the table there were 4 small dishes of ice cream. She had bought them like it was the most natural thing to do. Maybe she was implying that we each got 2?
アイス、違う種類の方が良かった？バニラしかないわよ。あら、知ってたの。つまらないわね。
She appeared a bit disappointed. Then she pushed 2 dishes in front of me. Looks like it really was 2 per person.
それで、さっきの証人だけどさ、 具体的に私は何をすればいいの？それは。っていうか、そもそもあんたは何をしたいの？
I hadn't thought of anything. To be more precise, I hadn't thought that far ahead.
もしかして、何も考えてなかった？
I know that honestly, I only had vague thoughts, nothing firm. The greater problem was that the image of proof having lived was so abstract I couldn't think of anything concrete.
じゃあさ、モデルでもやってみたら？グラビア紙の。モデル？だって生きた証が欲しいわけでしょ？形に残るものとしてはそれが手っ取り早いわよ。でも、だからってどうしてモデル？そりゃあんた可愛いし、ロリっぽいコスプレでもやれば人気者になるかもよ。ああ、うち出版社にもつてあるから大丈夫よ。
Was she joking? As always, I really didn't understand her. And if she's looking for graver models, there were plenty of people prettier than me. A cute girl like the one I often met at the flower beds would seem to fit the part more.
私、そういうの無理だと思う。じゃあ、アイドルっぽい CD でも出してみる？なんなら声優でもいいわよ。どうしてそっち方向で考えるの？だって映像でなければ音声でしょ？証を残すってことなんだからさ。
It's true that the logic follows, but either one of those feels like too much for me. Plus, it wasn't like the image I had in mind.
多分そういうのじゃないと思う。わかってるわよ。冗談よ、冗談。
So she really was joking. If I had answered with, "I'll do it, leave it to me," all willing to go along, just what would have happened? I don't really want to imagine it.
そりゃそうよね。今の例は多くの人の記憶には残っても私じゃないわ。つまり誰か一人でもいいからその人の心の中で永遠に生き続けたいってことよね。そうかもしれない。
She managed to skillfully sum up the vague thing I'd had trouble explaining. I had a feeling it was very close to the image I had.
だけどさ、前にあなたにも説明したけど、私は全ての貸し借りをチャラにしてこの世界から去ろうとしてる人間よ。知ってる。そんな私の心に残るなんて簡単なことじゃないわよ。
She was perfectly correct. I had heard this from her all these years.
もしかして証人になるのやめたい？まあ本音は辞退したいけどもう手遅れね。別に私は無理よ。すみれには借りができてしまったの。借り？いつ？20分前よ。
It was when we were eating hamburgers. There was the influence that came close. Oh, alright, I get it. I get what she is pointing here. Meaning that to her, buying her hamburger had created a debt. But it was the cheapest 120 yen one and only half.
だから今さらあなたが嫌だと言っても手遅れよ。これ、当分はいつも一緒にいるようにするわ。
She spoke like it was some kind of declaration. Then she went back to eating her ice cream. If the price of the hamburger was the debt, then what about the price of the ice cream sitting right in front of me? She had just bought them without any hesitation and the price was so much higher. Leaving the cafeteria behind, we returned to the 7th floor. The 7th floor was supposed to be restricted to visiting family and other involved people, but for some reason she was fine. Even think when the nurses at the nurses station saw Akari, they would actually bow their heads slightly in greeting. As always, I didn't understand her. And then, when we came to my room, as if she had always done it, she sat down on the folding chair next to the bed. But even so, there wasn't much to do, so Akari just kept staring out the window. But is it alright for her to be here? It's a bit late, but the obvious question occurred to me. I looked at the clock. It would be 1 PM soon. That meant the midday examination.
あかりって今でも他の病院に入院中なんだよね。ええ、間もなく10年目よ。じゃあ自分の病院に帰らなくていいの？平気よ。私の仮病は寝たふりは誰にも見破れないからね。
And she gave that confusing answer. I didn't understand anything about her. One basic question, why was she on the 7th floor? Regardless of what other hospitals did, this place was reserved for terminal patients and their families. In all this, I managed to think of just one thing.
もしかしてあかりって教会の人？はあ？クリスチャンのヘルパーの人。私がクリスチャンに見える
？Yeah, you should. Okay, no, I will not say what I wanted to say here.
ううん。
Oh, come on, I'm Christian as well. You should feel offended about it. Not really. There are good Christians around. And there are those that suck. Alright.
そりゃそうよね。全く縁がないわ。じゃあどうして7階にいられるの？もう3年になるかな。ここに通い出してからうちも講演してるからね。
Sabart, what was that? It didn't sound like she was cheering them on.
その辺は説明も面倒だから気にしないで。ゆかのこともあって少しは顔が利くって程度よ。わかった。
I stopped asking more about it. Because even if she explained it didn't seem like I would understand. Besides which, it didn't seem like she much wanted to explain.
で、すみれはいつも何をやっているの？特には。ゲームくらい？そういえば、以前もそんなこと言ってたわね。うん。他に何もできなかったし。
I swear with those words, but the truth was different. It's true that I could do things, but truer to say I just didn't.
つまり10年以上ゲームしかやってなかったわけね。まあ、そうなんだけど。
Being told so darkly, it might have been a bit of a shock.
じゃあちょっとやってみせてよ。プロニートのテク見たいし。
Oh my, the good one. And now I've been called a pro-neat, even for if we compare histories of being shut-ins, she's been doing it longer.
あかり、ゲーム詳しいの？まあね、あなたと比べれば全然ビギナーだけどさ。
Turning on the PSP and bringing up the game, I loaded up the latest save file. I'd cleared the quest just before I quit last time, so I had just finished making equipment. Like when I was playing with my brother, I sat on the side of the bed and started playing. When I did, Akari looked intently at the screen.
いい装備してるわね。で、なんでプリスト系なの？それはいつもソロプレイだから。じゃあ、あれ？自分の回復用ってこと？うん。最初はそうじゃなかったんだけど。
Bit by bit, I started to explain to her. This game was designed for party play and isn't suited for solo play. It's not impossible to solve, of course, but it's a lot more difficult. If Akari had questions about that, she clearly didn't know much about the game.
ほら、あんた ったやばいって囲まれてるじゃん。これくらい平気よ。
While answering, I chose a somewhat flashy skill. In an instant, all the monsters were defeated. It was an easy win and something I did often. Just chain together a simple combo and cast skill along the way to top up my health.
うまいもんね。そのドヤ顔はちょっとムカつくけど。別にドヤ顔なんてしてないわよ。何ムキになってんのよ。めっちゃ顔赤いし。うるさいわね。
And after that, Akari sat next to me and watched me play. When I do a bit of flashy move, she'd make a big fuse. When I get a pinch during boss fight, she'd cheer me on to the point of being annoying. In any case, as she said strange things, she was constantly animated. This experience might have been the first like it in my entire life. A few hours later, when the sun began to slowly set, a large cart carrying dinner came down the hallway.
もうこんな時間なのね。すみれ、夕食のトレイ取ってきてあげるわ。ありがとう。
Akari left the room and went to the hall.
でも、あかり、いつまでいるつもりだろう。
From what she said earlier, she didn't have to go back to her own hospital. She also said there was no problem with her being on the 7th floor. Even if she were pretending to be sick, was it okay to just not go back to her hospital? Doesn't her family worry?
お待たせ。じゃあ食べましょうか。
In her hand was a dinner tray as well as what looked like a boxed lunch from the shop. Assuming one of those was mine, did she intend to eat dinner here too?
もしかして売店のお弁当の方がいい？そういうわけじゃないけど。いいわよ。一度食べてみたかったから交換しましょう。
Before I could even respond, she quickly set the tray in front of herself. I was trying to ask just how long she was planning on staying, and she didn't seem to care at all.
相変わらず薄味で、これぞ病院食って感じね。
Yeah, it's not great, that's true. I know that from own experience. Well, not that fatal as here, but well, from own experience. Not good at all. And just like that, she started eating at a furious pace.
美味しかった。早っ。もう完食してるし。でもさ、7階の食事って言っても病院食はどこも大差ないわね。とりあえず量が全然足りないからコンビニ行ってくるわ。
And all lively once again, she went outside. According to her, she had been hospitalized a long time, but no matter how we looked, she just didn't seem like she was sick. Beside me, the concept of her being a person I don't really understand was changing to a mysterious person. So basically, I was interrupted 30 seconds before finishing this chapter. Speak about ridiculous situations. Anyway, let's end the episode here, and tomorrow, chapter 6, Roadster. So for now, hope you enjoyed it. I still wonder how many chapters are in Sumire's story. But well, never mind that. As mentioned a second ago, hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.